Hey there, coin enthusiasts and collectors. Welcome back to my channel Coin Purchaser. If you're a fan of coin collecting or just curious about the history of money, then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most common but often misunderstood coins in American currency, the 1995 Lincoln cent. This tiny piece of history has more to it than meets the eye. So let's take a closer look at its significance, history, and most importantly, its current market value. Stick around because we'll also reveal some tips on how to evaluate whether your 1995 D is worth more than its face value. Let's get started. Scene 2. History of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln cent, first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, has a rich history in American currency. Over the decades, the design has changed a few times, but the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln has remained constant. By 1959, the reverse design shifted to the Lincoln Memorial, which remained in circulation until 2008 when the U.S. Mint introduced the shield design we see today. Now, fast forward to the year 1995. The Lincoln cent had been circulating for decades, and the design we see today, the image of Lincoln's bust on the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, had been in place since 1959. But the 1995 D is one of the most intriguing issues in the history of this coin. Let's explore why. Scene 3. The 1995 D Lincoln cent. Key details holding a 1995 D Lincoln cent. Here it is, the 1995 D Lincoln cent. What sets this coin apart? Well, the most noticeable feature is the D mint mark located just to the right of Lincoln's shoulder, which indicates it was minted at the Denver Mint. Zoom into the coin for a detailed shot of the D mint mark and the date. The obverse of the coin features Abraham Lincoln in his iconic profile, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design has been in use since 1909, with minor adjustments over the years. The reverse, showing the Lincoln Memorial, was designed by Frank Gasparo and has been used from 1959 to 2008. In 1995, this design still held the charm of classic American iconography. Scene 4. The importance of the 1995 D cent in coin collecting. Now, let's talk about what makes the 1995 D cent a bit special among all the other billions of Lincoln cents produced. While this particular coin doesn't have the rarity factor of, say, the 1909 SVDB or the 1955 double die obverse, it still holds value in the coin collecting world, especially for those who focus on mint errors, varieties, and historical significance. However, it's important to note that the 1995 D is primarily considered a common coin, with over 5 billion of them struck. Yet, it's the subtle details that might surprise you, and in the world of coin collecting, condition is king. Coins with high-grade condition can be worth more than you think, and some varieties could even go for much higher than face value. Scene 5. 1995 D coin errors and varieties. Like many coins, the 1995 D Lincoln cent has had its share of errors and varieties over the years. While there aren't as many major known errors for this year compared to other years like 1955 or 1972, there are still some interesting ones that collectors keep an eye out for. Some of the most notable errors include off-center strikes, die cracks, and die rotations. These are the kinds of imperfections that can make an otherwise common coin much more valuable. Show examples of a 1995 D coin with off-center strikes or die cracks. For example, if you come across a 1995 D Lincoln cent that has been struck off-center or shows a noticeable die crack, don't dismiss it. Such errors can make the coin quite desirable to collectors looking for rare varieties. However, it's important to note that these coins still won't reach the astronomical prices of the rarer mint errors from other years, but they can still fetch a nice premium over face value. Scene 6. Market value of the 1995 D Lincoln Cent today. Sitting with a laptop, showing a chart of 1995 D coin prices now. Let's talk about the real question on everyone's mind. How much is the 1995 D Lincoln Cent worth today? Well, the value depends on a few key factors: its condition, any potential errors or varieties, and whether it has been graded by a reputable service like the Professional Coin Grading Service PCGS or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation NGC in general. A typical circulated 1995 D Lincoln Cent, one that has seen regular use and has signs of where will be worth only its face value, which is 1 cent. That's the case for most modern pennies. However, coins that are in mint condition or have been graded as MS65 or higher can be worth more, usually in the range of 50 cents to $1. Show examples of higher grade coins in their protective cases. For example, a well-preserved 1995 D cent in MS65 condition could sell for around $1, and if it's graded higher, like MS67, it could be worth closer to $2 to $5. While this isn't a massive amount, it's still a nice little premium for a coin you probably already have in your pocket. Scene 7. The rare 1995 D cent with a notable error. However, if your 1995 D Lincoln Cent has some of those rare errors we mentioned earlier, it could be worth much more. A 1995 D with a significant die crack or an off-center strike might fetch anywhere from $10 to $100, depending on the severity and desirability of the error. In fact, collectors of mint errors sometimes pay premium prices for these kinds of rare coins, and even a small error can significantly increase a coin's value. Scene 8. How to evaluate and sell your 1995 D coin. If you think you've found a 1995 D Lincoln Cent with an interesting error or one in fantastic condition, the next step is to evaluate its authenticity and grade. The best way to do this is by using a magnifying glass to examine the coin up close and compare it to guides, or use a coin grading scale. For those who are serious about selling, you can either approach a local coin shop or look for online marketplaces like eBay, where many collectors buy and sell rare coins. Scene 9. Conclusions. So, to wrap it up, the 1995 D Lincoln Cent may not be the most exciting coin in terms of rarity, but it certainly has a place in the hearts of collectors, especially when it comes to its historical significance and the potential for rare coins. With proper care and a keen eye for details, you might just have a valuable treasure hidden in your change jar. Always remember to check your coins carefully, and if you think you've got something special, don't hesitate to get it graded. Thanks for watching! If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1995 D Lincoln Cent, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more coin collecting content, and leave us a comment down below with your thoughts. Do you have a 1995 D cent with a cool error? Let us know! Until next time, happy collecting! If you're a coin collector or just someone fascinated by the stories behind the coins in your pocket, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into the world of the 2005 D 1 cent coin, from its design to its history and its value in the market today. We'll explore everything you need to know. So sit back, grab your magnifying glass, and let's take a closer look at this incredible piece of American numismatic history. Introduction to the 2005 D 1 cent coin. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is the 2005 D1 cent coin? The 2005 D penny is a part of the Lincoln Cent series that was produced by the U.S. Mint in 2005. The D stands for the Mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint, which is one of the U.S. Mint's key facilities. Scene: close-up of the 2005 D1 cent coin, zooming in on Mint mark before we get into its value and history. Let's first take a closer look at the design of the 2005 D1 cent coin. You'll notice that it features the iconic Abraham Lincoln portrait designed by Victor David Brenner, which has been on the penny since 1909. However, in 2005, the U.S. Mint issued some special reverse designs to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Let's explore those designs in more detail. The 2005 reverse design, the Lincoln Bicentennial series. In 2005, the U.S. Mint issued a series of pennies with different reverse designs, celebrating various stages of Lincoln's life. The series, known as the Lincoln Bicentennial series, included 4 unique designs. Each reverse featured a different stage in Lincoln's life, showcasing his humble beginnings to his presidency. The designs were released in order over the course of the year, each one adding a layer of meaning to Lincoln's legacy. Scene: display of all 4 2005 Lincoln Bicentennial reverse designs. Here's a breakdown of those 4 reverse designs. The birthplace design, released in February 2005. This shows the log cabin where Lincoln was born, symbolizing his humble beginnings in Kentucky. The formative years design, released in May 2005, depicts a young Lincoln reading, representing his self-education in Indiana. Point 3. The professional life design, released in August 2005, illustrates Lincoln as a lawyer, reflecting his role in shaping the legal system and his rise to prominence. Point 4. The presidency design, released in November 2005, features the famous image of Lincoln in the White House, symbolizing his leadership during the Civil War and his dedication to preserving the Union. Now, you might be wondering, why 4 designs? Well, it was all to mark the 200th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, which occurred in 2009, but the U.S. Mint celebrated it 4 years earlier. The 2005 D penny specifically features the formative years design, showing Lincoln reading by the light of a kerosene lamp. The significance of the 2005 D penny and its historical context. Let's take a quick step back and consider the historical context. The 2005 D1 cent coin was part of an effort by the U.S. Mint to modernize and honor the nation's most important figures. Lincoln is one of the most beloved presidents in U.S. history, so it makes sense that his life and legacy would be celebrated on the nation's smallest coin. Lincoln's legacy is monumental, having led the nation through its greatest moral, constitutional, and political crisis, the Civil War. His efforts to abolish slavery and preserve the Union remain some of the most pivotal moments in American history. The U.S. Mint's decision to honor his legacy in such a tangible way on a coin that nearly everyone carries was an incredibly meaningful tribute. Point 4. The 2005 D1 cent coin, the market value today. Now, the real question we know you've all been waiting for: what's the value of the 2005 D1 cent coin today? Scene: coin collection display or market research graphics. Well, as with any coin, the value of the 2005 D penny can vary greatly depending on its condition, rarity, and demand among collectors. Here's a breakdown of the general market value. Circulated 2005 D1 cent coins. If you've got a 2005 D penny that's seen some use, it will usually only be worth 1 cent the face value. In general, most circulated pennies are not worth much beyond their intended purpose. Uncirculated 2005 D1 cent coins that are minted in uncirculated condition, meaning they show no signs of wear or damage, can fetch a little more. These can range from 10 cents to a few dollars depending on their condition. The best quality examples, known as MS67 or higher, can sell for up to $5 or more. The true gems in any coin series are often those with unique characteristics, such as minting errors or rare die variations. The 2005 D penny is no exception. Some collectors are willing to pay higher premiums for specific error coins like double die errors or coins with unusual die cracks. These rare examples can be worth significantly more, sometimes reaching $50, $100, or even higher in extreme cases, depending on the error and its rarity. Special edition proof coins for those who want a shiny, flawless example of the 2005 D penny. Proof coins minted specifically for collectors are another option. These coins were sold in sets and could command prices from $1 to $5 for an individual uncirculated version. A full set of Lincoln Bicentennial pennies could fetch $30 or more. 5. Coin collecting trends and market movements. Let's take a step back and think about the larger picture here. Coin collecting or numismatics is an ever-evolving hobby and investment. The market value of any coin is shaped by supply and demand. The 2005 D penny, while not inherently rare, has seen a steady interest from collectors due to its historical significance, its role in the Bicentennial series, and its representation of Lincoln's legacy. While it may not be the most valuable penny out there, its uniqueness and special designs make it appealing to a niche market. Scene: host holding the coin, close-up shot. So, whether you're looking to collect the entire Lincoln Bicentennial series, you're hoping to find a rare error coin, or you just enjoy having these small pieces of history in your collection, the 2005 D 1-cent coin is a fantastic coin to keep your eye on. 6. How to care for and store your 2005 D penny. One final tip before we wrap up: if you're looking to maintain the condition of your 2005 D penny, or any coin for that matter, it's important to store it properly. Here are a few quick tips. 1. Use a coin holder like a 2x2 holder or a capsule to keep it safe from the elements. 2. Avoid touching the coin with your bare hands. The oils from your skin can cause damage over time. 3. Store your coins in a cool, dry place away from sunlight and humidity, as these can cause discoloration or degradation. 7. Conclusio: to sum it up, the 2005 D 1-cent coin may not be the most valuable penny on the market, but it holds significant historical value, especially as part of the Lincoln Bicentennial series. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this coin is a great piece of history to have in your collection. If you've found a 2005 D penny with a unique error or in pristine condition, you might just have a hidden treasure. Thanks so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2005 D penny, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more numismatic content, and let us know in the comments if you've ever come across a rare coin or interesting find. Until next time, keep collecting, and remember, every coin tells a story. Deep dive into one of the most well-known yet often overlooked coins in the United States, the 2012 1-cent coin. In this video, we'll explore the fascinating history of the penny, how the 2012 edition fits into that legacy, and what it's worth today. Stay tuned to find out whether your 2012 pennies might just be more valuable than you think. Text on screen. The history and value of the 2012 1-cent coin. Section 1. The history of the U.S. 1-cent coin, 031 to 230. Scene: close-up shots of various U.S. 1-cent coins from different years, old, worn-out pennies, and newer ones. Before we zoom in on the 2012 penny specifically, let's take a step back in time to understand the history of the US 1-cent coin. The penny was first minted in 1793 during the presidency of George Washington. At that time, the penny featured the iconic flowing hair design, and it was made of pure copper, cut to historical images of early U.S. coins. Over the years, the penny has undergone many transformations. In 1909, the U.S. Mint introduced the Lincoln cent, featuring Abraham Lincoln's portrait, an iconic design that remains on the penny today. This coin marked the beginning of a new era in numismatics, and it's still cherished by collectors worldwide. Cut to shots of the Lincoln cent from different years. Fast forward to 1982, when the Mint made a significant change to the composition of the penny. Due to rising copper prices, the Mint switched from a copper alloy to a copper-plated zinc composition. This marked the end of the all-copper penny, but Lincoln's portrait continued to grace the coin. Section 2. Design and features of the 2012 1-cent coin. 2:31 to 4 o'clock scene. Close-up shots of the 2012 penny, highlighting its obverse and reverse sides. Now, let's focus on the coin in question, the 2012 1-cent coin. Like all modern pennies, it features the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front side, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. This design has been a constant on the penny for over a century. Zoom in on the obverse of the 2012 penny. The reverse side, however, underwent a significant redesign in 2009 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The 2012 1-cent coin features the familiar shield design, which was introduced that year. This shield symbolizes Lincoln's preservation of the Union during the Civil War, with 13 vertical stripes representing the original 13 colonies. Show the reverse side of the 2012 penny, highlighting the shield design. The 2012 penny is made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, which is the standard composition since 1982. It weighs 2.5 grams and has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, with a smooth edge. Section 3. Minting and circulation of the 2012 penny. 4:01 to 5:30 scene. Show a minting facility, with workers operating machines and producing coins. In 2012, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies to meet the demands of the economy. The coins were minted at 3 U.S. Mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The penny is one of the most widely circulated coins in the United States, and in 2012, over 8 billion 1-cent coins were produced. A map of the U.S. Mint facilities, showing the locations of Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Despite the high number of pennies in circulation, the coin is often regarded as the least valuable denomination in the U.S. coinage system. Many people find pennies to be a nuisance, but they continue to serve an important role in small transactions and as part of everyday commerce. Section 4. Value and market price of the 2012 1-cent coin. 5:31 to 7 o'clock scene. Show the 2012 penny placed alongside modern and older coins, including rare variants. Now, let's get into the exciting part. What is the 2012 penny worth today? For most of us, the 2012 penny is worth exactly 1 cent in everyday transactions. However, when it comes to collectors and numismatists, the value of a coin can vary depending on several factors, including its condition, rarity, and any special variations. A collector examining pennies in a magnifying glass, looking for details. Generally speaking, the 2012 1-cent coin in circulated condition is worth its face value of 1 cent. But there are a few exceptions. Close-up of a 2012 penny with a visible error or unique feature. For example, in 2012, there were some limited errors and special editions of the penny, such as coins with double dies or unique mint marks. These error coins can be worth significantly more than their face value. Some 2012 pennies with notable errors have sold for a few dollars or even tens of dollars, depending on the rarity of the error. Scene. Show a comparison between an error coin and a regular coin. Let's also talk about the 2012 S-proof penny. These coins were produced for collectors in special proof sets and were only available through the US Mint. A 2012 S-proof penny, in pristine condition, can fetch anywhere from $1 to $5 or more, depending on its packaging and condition. Section 5. Rare Variations and Collectability. 7:01 to 9 o'clock. Scene. Close-up of a high-grade 2012 penny in a coin holder. As with all modern coins, the 2012 penny is a great option for beginner collectors, as it is readily available and inexpensive. However, as time goes on, coins that are in mint state or those that have been well preserved can increase in value. A 2012 penny in perfect, uncirculated condition could be worth more than the typical circulated penny, especially if it has been graded by a professional numismatic service. Scene. Show a penny graded by a professional service, with a label indicating its grade. Some advanced collectors might look for specific versions of the 2012 penny, like those from certain mint marks or with particular die varieties. The Philadelphia mint mark coins generally carry a bit more value than the Denver mint mark pennies, though the difference is minimal for most coins. The true value comes in when a penny is identified as having a rare feature, such as a double die or unique strikes. Scene. A screen showing examples of double die errors on the 2012 penny. Double die errors are a common type of minting flaw where the coin's design appears twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the lettering or images. Collectors look for these rare errors, and they can be quite valuable. For example, a 2012 penny with a well-defined double die could fetch anywhere from $5 to $50, depending on the severity of the error and the coin's grade. Section 6. The future of the 2012 penny and its collectability. 9:01 to 10:30. Scene. Show a young collector flipping through a coin album, looking at pennies. Looking ahead, the future value of the 2012 penny may rise as it ages, especially in well-preserved condition. As more people look for investment opportunities in rare coins, we may see certain versions of the 2012 penny become more collectible in the years to come. Keep in mind that the US Mint continues to produce pennies, and some collectors may one day find that the 2012 penny is a significant part of a complete Lincoln series. Scene. Show a display of graded 2012 pennies alongside older and rarer coins. While it may not be worth much today, the 2012 penny could become more valuable as it becomes rarer in circulation. As with all collectibles, time will tell. Conclusion. 10:31 to 11 o'clock. Scene. Show a collection of pennies, with the 2012 one in focus. Whether you have a single 2012 penny in your pocket or you're looking to add one to your collection, it's important to remember that every coin tells a story. The 2012 1-cent coin is a part of that ongoing legacy of U.S. currency, and while its face value may seem small today, its significance as part of American history is anything but insignificant. Text on screen. Like, share, and subscribe for more coin content. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth looks at coins from all over the world. Until next time, happy collecting!